Ya estamos aquí.
What's going on? No one knows what's going on.
Nah. Just believe in it. Belief overcomes.
You think you can get a hold of a decent set of ALP components? I can find some shards to cover that.
Not like that.
Vale. Estamos aquí, gente. Vamos a poder entrar en esto y tener más misiones. Ya complican las jodidas misiones, por lo que se ve. La misión principal también tenemos la de Andorra. Pero bueno.
Wick is dead, but I found the ID cards on his body.
Dead? Shit. I told him whatever was there wasn't worth the risk. But Wick would do anything if it would mean him getting 2 shards he could tap together. Ah, well, give me the blank ID card. I'll work it up for you now. So, done. 1 fake ID ready to go.
Give me the counterfeit ID.
Okay, wait a second. Your image has to be added there first. So, done. Here's your ID. And this is the ID for Cooper. Take it to him. But make sure the clerics don't see it, see him, or see you handing this over. And do it as soon as you get in there. He's been at risk too long as it is. We don't need him being held, or worse, turned into a vegetable by the suggesters. Yeah, you just can't find those.
Ok. Vamos por la otra puerta. A dar por culo, qué idiota. Pues no hace falta. ¿Cómo ir por el otro lado?
Halt! Not a step further. No one is allowed into the city without an entry permit.
I heard you hold people prisoner if they can't prove their identities.
Of course. Need a valid ID to enter or to leave. It's important we keep the right balance here, and that we can hold people accountable. We've worked hard to keep things running here. We can't start letting people flood in, or the troublemakers will take over. Anyone who tries to get around with ID is given straight to the suggesters to be taken care of.
Nos lo cargamos, ¿no? Y lo mejor que debemos hacer es matar a este también. ¿O no, gente?
You know counterfeit IDs are being sold right in front of your gate.
What? Have you got one? Show me. Well, that's good quality work, too. I'm not sure I would have spotted that as a fake. Thank you. We need citizens like you around here. You've done me a service, so I'll give you a valid ID. Just make sure you take this fake straight to Eric when you get inside, right? Oh, and there are some rules I need to tell you before you enter. First, stay away from the generators. Nobody but the technicians is allowed access to them. That sort of security is why we need to keep a rein on fake IDs. So take that fake straight to Eric, okay? Anyone you meet in the city who hasn't got proper documents, report them to him. We can only keep peace in the city if we all work together, and we keep the city secure. That's what was laid down by the Great Council of Magalan. And the Great Council gave the clerics the responsibility for guaranteeing the city's independence. That means everyone is welcome here, until they cause trouble. So keep the peace while you're in there. Our suggesters are busy enough without you adding to their workload. And that's it. You may pass.
Bien. ¿Qué significa esto? Yo, como estoy a favor de libre circulación, pues esta gente no me cae muy bien. Pero bueno.
What's happening in the city?
Nothing right now, but it's simmering. You can feel it. There was something building even before we let those Alp separatists in here. They just lit the touch paper. But hey, we're supposed to be a sanctuary, so someone decided to open the gates and let the separatists in.
Santuario.
I was also an alb once.
You? Bullshit. Since when do separatists travel in small groups? What, you're serious? As if we didn't have enough trouble. You better stick with the rest of your crowd. Then I'll know where to find you when we need to kick you out.
Tenemos mala fama. Me mola. Vamos para allá.
What's a suggester?
Our suggesters are the reason things remain peaceful in the city. If someone causes trouble, then they're either thrown out, see a suggester for reorientation, or both. But don't worry, it's a positive experience that will leave you happy about life. Even so, I recommend avoiding it.
Where can I find Eric?
Just go straight down the path into the inner city. You should find him there.
You mentioned the Council of Magellan.
The Great Council, yes. You'll have to speak to Judicator Alois if you want to know more about that. I'm not that well informed on my history.
Who's Alois?
Alois is the Judicator in charge of the city. You'll find him in the castle. He likes to stay close to the generators.
Ok. Era este. Ok. No le gustó lo que le dije, pero... O sea, tenemos mala fama. Pero vamos a buscar más problemas. Yo creo que dejar esto, poder entrar y salir sin guardia. O sea que... Vamos a ver cómo lo hacemos. Vamos a ver. Vamos a dar por saco a este hombre también. Mira, ya puedo pasar por aquí. Pero una buena pipa.
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear?
There are too many outlaws at the farm. I need your help.
Very well. But I'll only pay half. I'm risking my life and my job coming to help you. Okay? Just wait a moment. I have to find a replacement at the gate. It can't go unguarded, after all. I'll be right back. Yes. Let's go and take care of these outlaws.
¿Este quién es?
I don't have any time
Ah,
right
un
now.
guardia don nadie. Se va el tío solo. No sé si es la mejor opción esta, pero bueno. Me vale. A no ser que este se me...
Carry on.
Este no creo que se me vaya a unir. Un tocanáis. Yo digo que se mata entre ellos. Que sobreviva me cae bien. Ya está, no me suena. Vamos a... Este. O este. O este. O este. O este. Están medio muertos los dos,
Put that weapon down. So, you've finally seen reason.
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear.
The outlaws have gone.
Gone? You mean you've not brought me any heads, have you? No? No. Good. Look, here's a reward. And the Dome City's thanks. But I'm only giving you half, as I had to do half the work. And if any more outlaws take up residence there or inside the city, let me know. I would like to remain informed. It was good doing business with you.
Excellent work.
Antes de hacer esto tendría que haber hecho la misión del... Es verdad. Acá partía.
Excellent work.
Ah, no. Esta no. Vamos a hacer primero la misión del tipejo este. Vale, primero vamos a hacer la misión de este tío. Y luego ya... Me da igual cuál... Uy, me sale trabajillo. Ah, esto de aquí se puede robar. Aquí no se puede robar, gente. Qué jodienda. Mira, el martillo se puede coger.
Ah, the gift and treasures of travel, for it brings new encounters. So what are you? Merchant, bounty hunter, or a nobody, like most people out there?
I'm not in a faction.
Well, guess you're one lonely son of a bitch then, aren't you? Here, before you start begging for help, consider it a gift from the Duke. You gave me enough that I can share.
Thanks.
Don't thank me. Thank the Duke. If you end up in the desert in Tavar, you can thank him in person by joining the outlaws.
How do people live here?
Here, smoke one with me, before you start bombarding me with questions, yeah? I have the best stuff here.
What do you have to offer?
Troll dung, rat scab, it's all first-class stuff. Snort it, smoke it, either way. I'll never forget the experience.
Forget it.
Well, that's your choice. From time to time, you need to open a door in your head and look inside, right? But if you won't, then all the more for me. That done, let's get into the real business.
Business? With me?
You see someone else here? Real business. A proper opportunity. You see, the clerics have had this city under their control for years. And the Duke thinks they're planning to take control everywhere, sooner or later. And he thinks the Dome City could be the starting point for their military campaign. So, my job is to find out if he's right. If there is something brewing that could be dangerous for us in Tavar.
What information have you gathered about the clerics?
Pretty much nothing so far. They've not been very loose-lipped around me. I must sorta stand out.
So, you want me to be your spy?
I want you to find out information. Now I can see in your eyes that you haven't fallen for the cleric's tricks. You aren't simple enough to believe every piece of troll shit you're fed.
What do you expect from me?
All that you have to do is get some answers out of somebody, and I've even got the guy lined up ready for you. His name is Lutz. He's one of Alois's technicians. As far as I know, he's trying to re-establish communications with the other clerics in Ignadon. While Alois will tell you the clerics here are neutral, separate from the ones in the Horde. Go and grill Lutz. Find out if there'll be an offensive soon. Do that, then come back to me as soon as you have any useful information.
That shouldn't be difficult. Let's get this done and take the shards.
How many shards are you talking about?
Enough. The Duke is generous. I pay. That much you can be sure of.
Bien, bien, bien.
Why do you think that these technicians will know about the cleric's plans?
Because he's the guy that maintains all the communications equipment. He must have heard something from the comms. And he's more likely to talk than anyone further up the chain. I want to know what he's heard. I need to know what he knows.
Where can I find Lutz?
If he's not on a call, then he's usually working maintenance on one of the generators. Just walk along the battlement path up at the top. It can't be far.
Estoy meando. Hostia, en serio. Meando ahí la pilla ahí, a gusto. Qué fuerte, tío. Bueno, yo ahí medio mariconeando. Pero lo mío es más normal. ¿Esto qué? Que aquí no veo un carajo. Vale, tengo una misión de encontrar un no sé quién. O buscar la misión, cóchale. ¿Y eso tengo que llevar? A Cupe, ¿vale? ¿Quién es Cupe? El que está aquí, Cupe, ¿vale? Le voy a dar Cupe.
So, you come here from Goliath?
Goliath? No. I was exiled to the valley
Coño,
before
Berserker.
I came here.
Amigo Cupe. ¿No se puede robar nada o qué coño pasa? No, aquí no hay nada. Qué dinerito, gente. Ah, billete viejo. Ya sabes lo ludópata que soy en este juego. Claro, tira cigarrillo ahí. ¿Quién está por aquí, gente? Yo no lo he visto. No, abajo. ¿Qué es aquí? Aquí no veo un carajo. Ah, Cupe.
What do you want? Do you back the clerics here, or do you want them gone?
You get right to the point, don't you?
And are you gonna give me an answer?
I'm against the clerics.
Right, good. I can see you talk sense. They say they're here to keep things safe, to keep order. But it's obvious they want to drop their neutrality and extend Ignadon's control into Abessa. Not allowing anyone in or out of the city. That's just the start of it. You think that's because the Alps are getting closer? Or that those followers of Kalan really want a backdoor for invasion?
Mierda. Es que nivel 5 supervivencia. Y que no puede...
The Albs are more of a threat than the clerics.
Executions, converters, torture. Believe me, I know all about that shit. But those guys are only interested in ELEX, and as far as I know, there isn't any more here in the city than there is elsewhere. So why should they show any interest in attacking a fortified position to get it, instead of sweeping up all there is out there?
The Albs want all the ELEX. All of it, no matter where it is.
We won't get in their way. We don't want ELEX. They have to see that. They'd be attacking us for nothing. No, it's the clerics.
Why don't you do something to stop the clerics?
What's that got to do with you? You expect me to trust you just like that?
Hunter sent me.
Why didn't he come himself?
He was afraid he wouldn't be let out of the city again if he was caught.
You mean he was afraid the same thing would happen to him that happened to me? Fuck it. At least the suggesters haven't found me yet. Did Hunter give you something for me?
Yes, I have something for you.
Thanks. I was starting to think that I would never leave this stinking cleric-infested dome. I don't know if Hunter promised you a reward, but here's something for me in any case. You've helped a good cause. Trust me.
Excellent work.
Vale. ¿Hicimos lo correcto? Da igual. A ver si nos podemos robar o no. Hostia, no. Para acá. Voy a guardar. Me he equivocado, gente. Estoy hoy ya. Ok. Yo sé que yo no se lo he entregado, o sea que, bueno. A ver cómo funciona esto ahora. Ah, ok. Que esto me manda para acá. Vale. Aquí no hay ninguna peña más, ¿no? Bueno, qué oscuridad, tío. Hostia, Vivian, de nombre propio.
Leave your hands where I can see them.
La que hemos vive me cago en la leche. Joder, macho. Hazme tuyo, Vivian.
What is it you want?
Who are you?
You first. Come on. Who are you? There is something that is familiar about you, but I can't quite place it. No matter, I suppose. All people are welcome in Abessa, as long as they are prepared to forget their past. Even elves are allowed in here. I think elves would be perfect people if they weren't so emotionless. But then, that is why they are the only faction I have never belonged to.
Nunca he pertenecido, hostia.
What do you mean? You mean you want to become an alb?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
The Albs would never choose you. I doubt they would even sully their converter with your miserable carcass.
What would you know?
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short.
Venga,
So,
cuento.
I grew up in Goliath in Adan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, Bajar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate.
Uy, me
I
interesa.
think what the Berserkers want to do with Magellan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Idan again.
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then, I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws, and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Idan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
Uy. Fue guarrilla entonces.
Then why didn't you remain with the outlaws?
Because the reavers who'd taken me captive came to the fort and wanted to speak to the Duke. I think they wanted to take me back. I fled when they saw me. I didn't want to be taken back, or for them to kill me to hide their crime. When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
What are you doing here in Abessa?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance, which I'm having to do quite a lot with all the technicians we're missing. Say, are you good with technology?
I know the basics.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't be enough, I'm afraid. We don't really have time to train people on the job. Not if they're not going to stay here for good, and you don't look the type for that. On the other hand, if you're looking for some part-time work, I could still use your help.
Perfecto.
I have 4 people I've been told I should look at for taking the technician's job, but I don't have time to gauge their abilities. Would that be something you could do for me? I'd pay you.
Yeah, I'll talk to your candidates.
Great. The 4 names I have are Daryl, Naira, Rorik, and Riley. Though I'm really not sure about Riley. There's something about him I don't trust. But speak to each of them and let me know whether you think they might have the right skills and abilities for the job. Oh, and I'll need you to let me know about their loyalties. You know, can they work with clerics? Do they hate us? We'd be trusting them with the mechs and AI that defend the Dome City. So I don't want to employ anyone who might still be thinking about their faction, not our security.
About the candidates for technician.
Yes?
Tell me about Naira.
Naira is an Elb separatist, so a bit of a long shot for loyalty. But she should have the technical ability we need. She's somewhere in the west of the city with the other separatists, in the slums.
You want to employ a separatist as a technician?
We need someone, and I don't think your faction always says who you are. Elves are usually very good with technology, but you're right. I don't know if we can trust her.
Tell me about Daryl.
Daryl is an outlaw. He's applied to be a technician, but I don't know why. So I want to know his motives and what his technical experience is. I'm hoping you can get that information. If he's skilled and trustworthy, then employing him might show that we do trust outlaws here. But I don't know that much about him. I don't even know where to find him.
Que pues vamos bien.
What do you know about Rorik?
Rorik is a berserker. I think I last saw him somewhere around Vito's pub. It might seem weird to consider a berserker, but I was one once. And I know Rorik used to work extracting ELEX from machines in Goliath, so he knows about technology. And I think I could teach him everything else that he needs to know. And it would show that we were reaching out to the berserkers who have come to the Dome City. Their magic is very powerful, and they're strong warriors. We will need their help if the elves attack us from Zakor. But it'll be important to find out if he's prepared to have anything to do with technology before we think of offering him the job.
Ok. Vale. Tenemos misiones con la muchacha. Bien. Qué pena que no pueda ser yo porque yo no tengo nivel de fabricación. Tengo pocas, ¿no? Habilidades. Fabricación.
Did I invite you?
Tengo 6 puntos. No recuerdo yo que tuviese 6. Hostia. Vale. Tengo 6 puntos, gente. Vale. A ver si podemos hacer lo de los 6 puntos. No. Cargar.
Leave your hands where I can see them.
Cargar. Yo creo que podemos hacer lo de los 6 puntitos, gente. Vamos a ver si podemos. Vale. ¿Dónde está la muchacha, tío? Está por aquí, ¿no? Sí, era por aquí. Uy, ¿y esta pared invisible? A ver, vamos a guardar partida, vamos a guardarla aquí. Y vamos a mirar a ver si podemos subirnos la fabricación. Y me voy a... No, comemos la historia, pero me la voy a pegar rápido. A ver, fabricación... ropa. Ver que nada... Vale. El ratón de biblioteca. Tengo aquí libros que lee. Vale. Ok. Había aquí un panfleto también, ¿no? En la basura esta. ¿Dónde era? Aquí. Ah, lo cogí ya. Ah, que pues algo. Vamos a hacer la misión tocha. Y esto ya busca gente de paso. Bueno, no. Vamos a ver. A ver si... Vamos a darle que tal y vamos a darle caña a la conversación. A la churra esta la quiero yo...
What is it you want?
Who are you?
You first.
Vale.
There's something. No matter. Even I think I'll.
What do you...
That if you.
Tell me...
Right.
Just get...
Okay. So back as but.
What?
No. I.
Where...
It. I.
Ah.
What they all the cleric so Bill And it, like, at least that, well, I hope.
What are you doing here in Abessa?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance, which I'm having to do quite a lot with all the technicians we're missing. Say, are you good with technology?
I know enough to work on Max.
You do? Maybe we could take you on in a permanent position here in the city.
Do you think they would employ me?
That's true. Alois has security concerns about taking anyone who's not been in the city long enough. So, yeah, maybe I should look for someone else. On the other hand, if you're looking for some part-time work, I could still use... I have... Would that... I'd pay...
Yeah.
Vale, me come otra vez la misma rolla, pero...
Oh, we...
Pero lo bueno es que...
Tell me you...
Vale, que sí, esto no lo comimos ya. Vale. El rollo es que me dio más experiencia porque tengo los... Vale, vale, vale. Ok. Vale. Me quito esto. Me pongo lo de aumenta...
Leave your hands where I can see them.
Tengo uno que me aumenta. No, no tengo uno que me aumentaba. Carajo, ¿no? Vale, vale, vale. No, cargar, no, guarda. Con lo bien que nos hemos llevado. Vale. La pobre no ve. ¿Vale?
Be on your best behavior,
Vale,
right?
no puede entrar el cofre este. Al menos no, que no... Mientras me vea, la cabrona. Hostia, que me trabo ahí.
Did I invite you?
Vale, vale, muchacha. Quería robarte el cofre, pero nada. No va a poder ser. Aquí no ha pasado nada, ¿no? Ahora. Vamos a subir por aquí. ¿Qué puedo? Pero no debo. Ok. Aquí no hay nadie. Gente, aquí no hay nadie, gente. Guay. Guay. Pues nada, para mí. Ah, y aquí no hay más. No se puede salir de ir por aquí. No, no se puede salir. Está medio actualizado y medio chapado a la antigua. Vale, vale. Vale, 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 vale. Estas tazas sí son gratis. Cuidado, ladrones. Ah, eso lo hice por mí. He robado el cartel. Bueno, no he robado.
I'm watching you. Did someone tell you you could come in here? I don't have any time right now.
I don't have any time right now.
Did someone tell you could come in here?
Me falta conseguir esa foto. El mosete no sé de dónde salió. No veo un carajo.
I'm watching you.
Ya está. Esa tía habla que robarle de noche. El rollo es que no veo un carajo. No veo un carajo. Esta zona es la de... Aquí no hay nada para mí. ¿Qué carajo? ¿Por qué no hay nada para mí?
If you steal, you die.
Ok. Ok. El pan. A ver si lo puedo pillar. Ok, le he robado todo. Esto gratis y esto es gratis. Vale. A ver, esto no puedo hacer, esto tampoco, esto.
That isn't enough.
Y esto. Ok. No, quiero coger mi bengalita. Ya he recorrido todo esto. Esto para mí. Gato elegante, para mí.
If even half of that is true,
You can forget it, Brabak. I serve everyone here.
Save yourself some work and some pain by doing what I say. Let those assholes drink piss from the gutters, and you keep your supplies for the real.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Who I serve. I still serve you, even though the other people complain about it.
So you are taking their side.
Aquí va a haber temita, gente.
I'm on noble.
Don't steal anything here.
What are you doing here? Yes.
Mira, el vino no lo puedo robar. El martillo sí. Y no te pillo el vino también.
I have to go.
Escopeta de doble cañón. Uf. Típico típico de estos americanos, ¿no? Esta gente va a ser importante. Vamos a ver cuánto de importantes son.
You had...
Hey, traveler. Is your throat dry? Are your feet aching? Whatever your problem, I have what you need. One good swig will cure all worries, and that's guaranteed.
Do you have any news to go with that drink?
News? Now, I presume you're talking about news from in here. I don't hear anything much from the outside now the city gates are sealed. Now, the future of the domed city is the only topic people are concerned about right now. That's pretty much all of the conversation. There's been peace in here for years, but right now, well, we're all set for things to boil over. And I don't want to say it's the cleric's fault. It's always easy to blame the people in charge, isn't it? But who else do we blame? The berserkers, the outlaws, the separatists? Me? I find it best not to blame anyone.
How is business?
Now that everyone is paying credit? Roaring. Not many people aren't happy to pay on credit. It's me that's holding the bill and hoping to get paid before I run out of supplies. Speaking of which, do you know where I can get any food supplies? I'll pay real shards to get more food supplies in.
I can help you, if the job pays. Really pays.
Pays? You mean you want more than I offered? You want to exploit my situation? Then you can forget it.
Do you want to trade?
La capucha ya me la voy a quitar, ¿no? Sí, ya lo tengo. ¿A qué le puedo vender a este hombre? Hostia, sí, le voy a vender la gorra de mierda. Ya está. Voy a venderle toda la mierda que tengo aquí. Bien, 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 bien.
Here, my thanks to you.
I don't understand. Why have you given this to me?
Any more? I cannot say. The mystery is key to this gift. Search out its meaning, and it will benefit you. Pass this test, and the secret will open to you.
Why are you making such a secret of it?
You will see when you find the meaning. Reconsider what?
Hey, come over here. Let's get a drink together.
What are we celebrating?
Victory over the Alps! Or do you have another reason to celebrate? Because any reason works for me.
I believe.
Drink up. Drink up to the end of our days. Here, my friend, to what's coming. And now, tell me about your glorious deeds. Or have you just been sitting on your ass, letting others fight the beasts of Zakor for you?
I've done more fighting than a barfly like you.
Ha! You have to have balls to challenge me like that. Here, you've earned something to drink.
Why aren't you in Adan with the other berserkers?
Fuck the berserkers. I don't have anything more in common with them. They would have exiled me to the valley sooner or later, so I beat them to the punch and left. Fuck them and their laws. You can have it much easier here. And if you want to earn something for nothing, Try fighting one of the outlaws here in the domed city. Those assholes always come off worse. Just ask Riley. He knows it's time for him to take another beating.
Why do you want me to fight Riley?
It's about time someone pays him a visit. Now, you're the one to do it. That lying shit is telling people I killed a family out in the Badlands. Total fucking bullshit. I killed 5 families out in the Badlands. Parading around out there. Hardly a weapon between them. Like they wanted to die. Those dipshits got themselves killed. And now, Riley spread it all around the dome. He's even got some of the guards believing his yammer. But if someone else were to shut him up, I'd be in the clear, and those guards would be off my back. Take care of him, and I'll make it worth your while.
Where did you last see Riley?
Well, the last time I saw him, there were 2 of him.
Hombre, se va
I was
borracho.
too drunk to deal with the bastard. And the guards didn't waste a second to get me away from him. But my guess is he must be under the dome somewhere shitting himself.
Bueno, encama a leña con el tontaca este. Me mola encama a leña ahí. Bueno, pues vamos a aprovechar que tenemos a este loco aquí. Y además no me da muchas más opciones, la muy mierda de juego. O sea que vamos para allá.
You need to learn respect for others.
What? You think I'm a child? So piss off, or I'll give you your head on a plate.
You can try.
I'm gonna give your whore of a mother a reason to cry. Come here.
I have to go. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Va para afuera. ¿Qué me da? Me cago en tus muertos.
All right. You've made your point, so leave me alone.
Ah, no tengo la combate.
You had better leave people alone from now on.
I got it.
Vale. Buen rollete, ¿no? Me gasto un montón de poti para la mierda. Va el tío este. Me caché en todo. Es que lo de las animaciones aquí en este juego es lo único que le veo yo un poco hecho con el culo.
This isn't.
When you do, make sure you bring some shards. I'm sick of giving credit and I need the change, all right?
Tendría que venir cuando es de noche, tío.
I'm going.
No veo un carajo. Me callen. Ya va a ser mi camita, ¿no? Sí, coge todo.
So, I have to go.
You are not wanted here. Just go already.
Me dormí un poco.
You made me do it.
Ay, me mata. No he pensado nada, mamones.
I swear those creatures are getting more dangerous. He didn't deserve that. Do you ever think about how things might have been before the comet?
That's all he ever talks about.
That is a shame.
That guy was never good for anything.
How many are dead now?
Vale, aún no está la tía.
Is that so?
Lo canalice.
That is a shame.
I'm going.
Vale. Quiero cogerte esto, pero sin que te enteres. ¿Me pillarán?
Fucking thief.
Me han pillado. Buena gente.
Here we go.